Guys, it finally happened. After, I don't know, years of waiting for a true Nintendo Switch 2, it's officially coming later this year, and we know this courtesy of none other than Nintendo. A trailer for the Nintendo Switch 2 gave us our first look at the follow-up to the very extremely popular console, and we're going to find out more during a Nintendo Direct event on April 2nd, 2025. So now is a very good time to make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss any of our coverage, including a full review. That'll be here before we know it. So let's talk about the biggest upgrades to expect between the Nintendo Switch 2 versus the Nintendo Switch based on what we know so far. First thing straight away that stands out is that the Nintendo Switch 2 is clearly bigger than the standard Switch and also the Nintendo Switch OLED. The standard Switch's display is 6.2 inches, while the Switch OLED display is 7 inches. This is purely speculation, going based off the animation in the video, but it's looking to me like about a 20% increase, maybe resulting in a screen that's about 7.5 to 8 inches. If you've checked out any of the gaming handheld videos on our channel lately, you'll know that there's a pretty obvious trend towards bigger portable screens, so Nintendo has clearly prioritized that, making party gaming on the go more practical, I guess is the word I'd use to describe it. The Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Con controllers are another standout difference. Not only are they larger in respect to the larger screen, but they also ditch the red or blue all over for subtle accents in this all-black aesthetic. They also now feature a magnetic docking system, which, thank goodness, because if I ever had any complaint about the Switch is that these Joy-Cons slide out from the rails far too easily. It seems like there will be a button that actuates the pin inside for them to release, and featured in the video is the included Joy-Con controller grip, so you'll have multiple options for either playing alone when the Switch is hooked up to your TV, or splitting them up for party games. Speaking of party games, in the trailer, it's all but confirmed that we're getting a new Mario Kart, and it's about damn time. Well, I mean, there's no name to it, but it looks like a new game that I've never seen before with the track. The karts look very different. I mean, maybe it'll be another update to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but if there were a new game to be released alongside the Nintendo Switch 2, it should be Mario Kart 9 or whatever it's going to be called. Another note on games, there's a very interesting disclaimer at the end of the trailer that says the Switch 2 plays both digital and physical games, and that, and I quote, certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with Nintendo Switch 2. My guess is that there is one game that this disclaimer was made for, and that's Ring Fit Adventure. That's because the actual ring of Ring Fit has a Joy-Con attachment specifically designed for the original Joy-Cons, not the bigger ones that are going to come with the Switch 2. To reiterate, this is just my guess and speculation, but for all other intents and purposes, it's safe to assume that the games you already have for your Switch will work with the Switch 2, whether they're physical or digitally purchased through the Nintendo eShop. I'll quickly mention some of the other small changes between the Switch and Switch 2. Again, this was a trailer video. We'll have to wait until April to get all the specs and whatnot, but the kickstand is clearly redesigned, and that cuts along the entire back of the console. It seems to let the Switch tilt when on a flat surface across a greater angle range. There's also a new square button underneath the home button that's maybe a controller release. I mentioned that earlier. I don't know. It's a little unclear. I think it's also safe to say that with the larger size, the speakers will be more powerful. Of course, there's still a headphone jack, USB-C input, storage expansion, you know, things that have to be the same. Maybe the only big question that remains is battery life. Will the Nintendo Switch 2 last longer than the 4.5 to 9 hour range that we get from the Switch from 2019 and the Switch OLED? But remember, with the original Switch from 2017, that was only rated for 2.5 to 6.5 hours. I already said it at the top of this video, but subscribe to the channel so that you'll be in the loop for any upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 announcements and news on gaming handhelds in general. There are a ton of them coming out in 2025 that I'm pretty sure you won't want to miss. Anyway, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.